Okay, hi guys, I think I'm live now. If you can see me, if you can hear me, if everything is good, please do let me know in the chat. We'll start today's session very shortly. If you want to attempt today's test, please go to cracku.in/live. If you go to cracku.in/live, you will be able to access today's test. So please go there, please go to cracku.in/live. Hello everybody. Hi Vidita, how are you? Class will start just now. Pranjal Dikshit, Vidita Agarwal, good afternoon to every one of you. There are a lot of people even live on YouTube. Thanks a lot guys for joining. It has just started. So please do like the stream. We are going to do these kind of sessions every Saturday. We'll be doing it from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. That is our time. We'll be doing one session every Saturday. Last Saturday we did a session on arithmetic. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend you to watch it. It is very, very useful for every CAT aspirant. You can check it out in our past live streams. It is a 2-hour session. Thousands of people have watched it. This will be very useful for you. So please go to cracku.in/live. We'll be having 21 questions today. All of them are on the easy to medium side, but these are not very easy. Some of the questions will definitely trick you. Anybody who gets 20 questions or 21 questions correct, that is out of these 21 questions, if they're getting 60 plus marks, they will get a free Cracku t-shirt. They have to just attempt it within the time limit. That is, they have to be live when the stream is going on. And once the stream is over, they should, we'll know the scores. So it is applicable to them. So all of you are watching it now. You're all eligible for it. Out of the 21 questions, I want you to get 20 to 21 correct. In my opinion, most of the questions are on the medium side. There are some which are easy, there are some which are medium, but this is number system, so it is always definitely a little tricky. So please do go to cracku.in/live. If every one of you is ready, then we'll start today's session. We have 95 people who are watching the stream live. Please do like the stream, guys. Before the stream ends, I want to get to 300 likes. That is the target for today. If we get to 300 likes, I'll be very happy. AC kuda konjam tagginchu. Remote it. This is the first question which is on your screen. D is asking, instead of t-shirt, can we get mocks or practice sheet? You can either get any book or t-shirt. We have like a formula book, CAT formulas book. We have a Cracku t-shirt like I mentioned. And we also have a practice book where you can practice the notes. Any one of these you can get. Whatever you want, I'm okay. Karthik Pareto is saying, sir, please help me. I'm very confused. I have 42% in 10th, 70 in 12th, and 17 in graduation. Is it possible for baby I am? I'll be very grateful. I'm not so sure, Karthik. Normally, I would say you'll have to check the baby I am criteria because your score in 10th is definitely on the lesser side. So whether you're eligible or not is basically the question. But you can go to each of the baby I am site and you can check it their admission criteria. We have 100 people who are watching the stream live, guys. Very nice to see. Please go to cracku.in/live. If you go to cracku.in/live, hi Shubham, how are you? So last time out of 20 questions, we said that anybody who gets all the 20 in arithmetic will deserve to get the Cracku t-shirt. This time out of 21 questions, you tell me what should the number be to get the free t-shirt. Is it 18 or 19 or 20? Which one do you want? Okay. రాక ఇప్పుడు వదిలే నీకు తెలియపోతే వదిలే అలా కాదు, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి కదా. జస్ట్ గివ్ us a couple of minutes, guys. Highest scorer wins top 3. Okay, that seems like a good idea, Anjali. Answer is correct, but still I got -1. I'm not so sure, man. I'll check it out. Sagar Tolani is saying that he got the answer correct, but he still got -1. I'm not so sure why that happened. We'll check it out. Kunal Holic is saying wait to attempt. Go to cracku.in/live. If you go to cracku.in/live, you'll be eligible. Okay. Rago, sir, I'll explain it. Okay. So in this question, we are told that there is a red light which flashes 3 times per minute. So the red light flashes 3 times per minute. So if it is flashing 3 times per minute, how many seconds does it wait before it flashes? It flashes for the first time after 20 seconds, the second time after 40 seconds, the third time after 60 seconds, next after 80 seconds, then after 100 seconds, and then after 120 seconds, and so on. It will continue. Similarly, there is a green light which flashes 5 times in 2 minutes. 2 minutes is 2 into 60, that is 120 seconds. So it flashes every 24 seconds, which is 120 divided by 5. So the green light flashes after 24 seconds, then after 48 seconds, then after 72 seconds, then after 96 seconds, and then after 120 seconds, and it will continue. The first time both of them flash for the same time is 120 seconds. 120 is not some number that we pulled out of magic. 120 is basically the least common multiple of 20 seconds, which is basically the time after which the red bulb flashes, and 24 seconds, which is the time after which the green bulb flashes. So this is 120. So both of them flash together once every 120 seconds. We are required to calculate how many times do they flash together in each hour. So in 1 hour, which has 3600 seconds, the number of times that they will flash together is 3600 divided by 120, which is equal to 30 times. So the answer for this question is option A. Let us look at the next question. Sai Kirtan is saying he also got -1, even though my answer is correct. Okay, guys, I'll check it out. I think there is some issue with our scoring, but don't worry about it. As long as you are getting the correct answer, that should be fine. The whole point is that we are learning from this. We are conducting this session so that it will help people. So even if you are getting it -1, we'll fix the scoring, because we are keeping track of the number of people who are getting it correct. So as you can see in the leaderboard, we are getting 0, but we are getting this as the number of people who got it correct as 2, but the scoring is not being updated. So I think that is fine. We are keeping track of how many people got it correct. Yeah, 17 people got it correct and 15 people got it wrong. I know that the leaderboard is not updating, but we'll update it, so don't worry about it. Let us try to answer this question. In this question, we are told that there is a 4-digit number A, B, C, D. Let us assume that it is A, B, C, D. the sum of the first two digits is equal to the sum of the last two digits. So A plus B is equal to C plus D. Similarly, we are told that the sum of the first and the last digit is equal to the third digit. So A plus D is equal to C. We are also told that the sum of the second and fourth digits, that is B plus D, is twice the sum of the other two digits, which is 2 times A plus C. We are required to calculate what is the third digit of the number. So what is the value of C? Now immediately you can ask me a question. You can say that, okay, there are 4 variables A, B, C, D, and we have only 3 equations. The 3 equations are A, B, these 3 equations. So how can we solve for them? The answer is, if there is no other information that is given about A, B, C and D, you can't solve them. But here we have some more information which is not really written in the equations. The information is that A, B, C and D are basically integers. They are whole numbers. They vary from 0 to 9. That is an additional information. So using that, probably we will be able to calculate it. The key to solving these kind of questions is to eliminate as many variables as you can. So over here, for example, we will eliminate some of the variables. Here we have A plus D is equal to C. Using that, we can eliminate the variable C. So we can substitute that in the first equation. What are we going to get? We are going to get A plus B is equal to C plus D, which is A plus D plus D. You can cancel A on both sides. So the value of B is 2D. Similarly, you can substitute the value of B is equal to 2D in the third equation. So B is 2D plus D is equal to 2 times A plus C, which is A plus the value of C is just A plus D from this equation. So 3D, which is the left hand side, is equal to 2 times 2A plus D, which is equal to 4A plus 2D. This would imply that the value of D is equal to 4A. Once we have this, the 4 variables A, B, C, D are, we have A, B, C and D. The value of A will be A. The value of D is 4A, so this is 4A. The value of C is A plus D, so this is 5A. The value of B is 2D, so this is 8A. So the variables are A, 8A, 5A and 4A. Now we know that A is a number which has to vary from 1 to 9. So if A is equal to 1, the 4-digit number will be 1854. If A is equal to 2, we'll have this as 2, but the value of B will be 16, which is not possible because A, B, C, D is a 4-digit number. All of them have to be single digit natural numbers or a whole number 0. This would imply that this is the only possibility and the value of C is equal to 5. Let us look at the next question. Looks like number system is not a free t-shirt type topic. I know, man, even I felt that way, where I felt that you can score 20 on 20 in arithmetic, but probably it is difficult to score 20 on 20 in number system. I think that is totally fine. The leaderboard is messed up, guys. There are many people who are getting it correct, but it is not being updated on the leaderboard. So we are sorry for it. We'll update it as soon as we can. We have around 100 people who are watching the stream live. Guys, please do like the stream. If you like the stream, it will be shown to more people and that will be very useful. Okay, let us answer this question. Let x be a 4-digit positive integer and the unit digit of x is prime and the product of all the digits of x is also prime. How many such integers are possible? That is basically the question. Let us assume that this is the 4-digit number. We are told that the last digit is prime. So this is basically a prime number. Now the product of all the digits of x is also prime. How can that be? Because a prime number has only two factors. The two factors are 1 and the prime number itself. Now if the first digit is a, the second digit is b and the third digit is c, and say the prime number is say p, the product of all the 4 integers will be a, b, c and p. If you are told that this itself is prime, the only possibility for that to happen is a is equal to b is equal to c is equal to 1. That is the only way in which this product a, b, c, p will be a prime number. Because if a, b or c is any number other than 1, then this product will not be a prime number. Already you have 1, which is a factor of this number. We also have p, the prime number, which is also a factor. You might be saying that, okay, what will happen if say a, b, c or one of them is equal to p? Even then the product will not be prime. Then you are going to get the number as say p square. If say b is equal to p, and p square is not a prime number. P square has 1, p and p square as the factors. You don't want any other factor to be there for this number. The only way that will happen is if a is equal to b is equal to c is equal to 1. So now you have 1, 1, 1 as the first 3 digits and the last digit is a prime number. So the last digit can be either 2 or it can be 3 or it can be 5 or it can be 7. So the total number of possibilities for this number is 4. So the correct answer is option A. Let us look at the next question. Sagar, I know Sagar, there is an issue. There is an issue with the leaderboard. I understand that. We are trying to fix it. I know that you got it correct. And if you know that you got it correct, the leaderboard will reflect it in some time. We are trying to fix it. So once it is fixed, you can see your name on the leaderboard. There is clearly an issue. We understand that. That's not an issue problem. But don't worry about the score. We are doing this to improve our ourselves in number system. That is the whole point of conducting these kind of sessions. So don't worry about your final score. We have 77 likes, guys. The target for today is 300 likes. Today is going to be a long stream, a 2-hour stream. So get to 300 likes, we need another 223 likes more needed. I'll just come in 1 minute. Rishabh Jain is saying I marked it as 4. Maybe you have to click on submit. So guys, do that. If you click on submit, it will be useful. They made some changes to the tech platform, guys, because of which I think we are facing some issues. Don't worry about your score and your marks. If you are getting it correct, you know that you got it correct. That is basically very important. Jane Bit is saying, how much time should I take to analyze mock? Should I analyze the mock on the same day in a single sitting? That is what I would recommend you to do. In general, I would want you to analyze the mock. If you are taking the mock in the morning, try to analyze it immediately afterwards. Don't spend too much time, but try to spend around say 20 to 30 minutes. That I think is sufficient. The whole point is you should not take a mock and then just go about your day and then forget about it. And if you analyze the mock very late, that is if you have taken a mock and you are analyzing it say 2 days later, then you don't remember the thought process when you particularly marked any question. You should know what you thought and why you went wrong. That is also very important. So I would recommend you to analyze the mock in one sitting and try to analyze it as soon as you look at the solutions. Oh, audio is not as clear as before. Okay, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think audio will be better now. because the mic was down. So I think that was one of the cases. If the audio is better now, let me know. Okay, let us try to answer this question. Video quality is not increasing. Okay, it is better now. We'll fix it. We'll fix it, guys. Do message me in the chat if it is not good. I will try to fix it. So let me try to explain this question. Here we are told that b is a positive integer. A is equal to b square minus b. B is greater than or equal to 4. Then a square minus 2a is divisible by. That is what we are required to calculate. Now a is b square minus b. So what is the value of a square minus 2a? A square minus 2a is basically equal to a into a minus 2. If it is a into a minus 2, the value of a square minus 2a will be, because a is b square minus b, that will be b square minus b into b square minus b minus 2. This is the value of a square minus 2a. This is equal to b into b minus 1. And if you are factorizing b square minus b minus 2, that is equal to b minus 2 into b plus 1. If you rearrange the terms, this is equal to b plus 1 into b minus 1 into b minus 2, which is basically the product of 4 consecutive natural numbers. B is greater than or equal to 4. So every product of 4 natural numbers, consecutive natural numbers, is divisible by 4 factorial, which is equal to 24. Similarly, every product of 3 consecutive natural numbers is divisible by 3 factorial, which is 6. 2 consecutive natural numbers, the product is always divisible by 2 factorial, which is 6. Here we have 4 consecutive natural numbers. If you have 4 consecutive natural numbers, their product is always divisible by 4 factorial, which is 24. Some of you might be wondering, if you can substitute the value of b to be equal to 4, you will get a to be equal to 12. So a square minus 2a is 120. Similarly, if you substitute the value of b to be equal to 5, you will get the value of a to be 20 and the value of a square minus 2a to be equal to 360. If you substitute the value of b to be 6, you will get a to be 30 and the value of a square minus 2a is 840. So immediately you will be saying that, okay, all of them seem to be multiples of 120. So you can I mark this as all of them? This product is divisible by all of them. The thing that you should wonder is, here we have the product of 4 integers. So if you have the product of 4 integers, what we can say for certain is that this product is divisible by 24. We can't really say that this product is divisible by 5 factorial, which is 120. Sometimes it is divisible by 120, but not always. If you don't believe me, you can look at the value of b to be equal to 8. Then you will get this product as 9 into 8 into 7 into 6. This is not a multiple of 5. So if this is not a multiple of 5, this won't be a multiple of 120. Many times, one of the 4 numbers will be a multiple of 5. Therefore, this product will be divisible by 120. But in some cases, none of the 4 numbers will be a multiple of 5, in which case the product will not be a multiple of 5. So for example, if you substitute b to be equal to 8, the value of a will be 8 into 7, which is 56, I think. So the product of a square minus 2a will be 56 into 54. This is not a multiple of 120. So you can't mark this as 120, you have to mark this as 24. So the correct answer is option C. After solving this question, if you just remember one thing, the product of any 4 consecutive natural numbers is divisible by 4 factorial, that is 24. The product of any 3 consecutive natural numbers is divisible by 6. If you remember just that, also you'll gain something from this. So the correct answer is option C. Let us look at the next question. Sir, I'm unable to solve one set in DLR. How can I improve while there is less than 60 days? Very good question, Darshit. I'll answer this question, but I answer this question many times. So before I answer it again, I want to see if anybody else in the chat can actually respond back with what my suggestion would be. So somebody who has just started their CAT preparation and is struggling, especially in DLR, what are the two best resources for them to prepare well in DLR? That is basically my question. If anybody knows an answer to it, please do let me know in the chat. Karthik Jaglan is saying correct. That is one of the two very good resources. Previous year's question papers. What is the second one? Amir wants a coupon for mocks. If you need any product of ours, any course of ours, please do send a mail to support@cracku.in. And our team will get in touch with you. I don't really look too closely about the sales and the discounts and all, so I can't really answer this for you. But if you need any course of ours, if you have any doubts or any suggestions, or if you have any questions with respect to any of the course, does this cover this, does this have this feature, does it have video solutions, all of it, just please do send a mail to support@cracku.in. They will get back to you on Monday. Somebody please do answer Darshit's question and then I'll answer it. Here we are told that let S be the set of integers such that 100 is less than or equal to X is less than or equal to 100. X is odd. X is divisible by 3 but not by 7. How many elements does S have? So we are told that S is an odd number. That is the first thing. S lies between 100 and 200. So basically S is either 101 or 103 or 105 or till 199. These are the odd numbers from 101 to 200. Next, we are told that X is divisible by 3 but not divisible by 7. So what are the numbers out of these which are divisible by 3? So if you are looking at the numbers which are divisible by 3, the first odd number which is divisible by 3 amongst this set is 105. 101 is not divisible, 103 is not divisible. The next multiple of 3 is 108, but that is an even number. The next odd number which is divisible by 3 will be 111. The next multiple of 3 is 114, but that is even. The next multiple of 3 is 117. And so on. So you can see that there is a difference of 6. Finally, you are going to get 183, then you will get 189, then you are going to get 195. How many numbers are there? They differ by a common difference of 6. The number of digits in this will be 195 minus 105 divided by 6 plus 1. The last digit minus the first number, the last number minus the first number divided by the common difference plus 1. That is the number of terms in a series. Here the last term is 195. The first term is 105. So the difference between them is 90. You divide it by 6, which is the common difference, plus 1. So this is equal to 16. So there are 16 numbers in this. So if you are just asked the number of odd numbers between 100 and 200, which are divisible by 3, the answer will be 16. But here we have one more condition. The condition is that we don't want them to be divisible by 7. That is fine. So how many numbers amongst these are divisible by 3 and 7? So if a number is divisible by 3 and 7, it is basically divisible by 21. The first multiple of 21 amongst these 16 numbers will be 105 itself. The next multiple of 21 is 126, but that is even, so it will not be part of this set. The next multiple of 21 will be 147. The next multiple of 21 will be 168, which is an even number, so it won't be part of this set. The next multiple of 21 will be 189. So these are the three numbers which lie between 100 and 200, which are odd, which are divisible by 3 and which are divisible by 7. Now we are looking for numbers which are divisible by 3, that is part of this 16 numbers, but not part of this 3 numbers. That will be 16 minus 3, which is equal to 13. So the answer for this question is option D. Let us look at the next question. 102 is also divisible, but 102 is even. That is what Vinay Kumar is asking. We want X to be odd. So we are only looking for odd numbers. Let us look at the next question. Please do like the stream, guys. We have 105 likes. What is the target for today? The target for today is 300 likes. So we need 195 likes more. Now I want to make two announcements, guys. There are only 60 days left. Many of you might be wondering what is the best way to improve. The fastest way to improve is by taking mocks. Now, if you are enrolled to Cracku, if you are enrolled to the Cracku -CATs, the first announcement is that on Tuesday, which is the 2nd of October, Tuesday the 2nd of October, I think Tuesday is the 1st of October. Tuesday is the 1st of October at 8 p.m. We are doing a -CAT 1 analysis. This will have both me and Saili. We'll be discussing -CAT 1 in detail. We'll be telling you the questions that you should have attempted, the questions that you should have left alone. And in general, we'll be giving you tips with respect to how to improve in -CATs. So if you are enrolled to the Cracku -CATs, my strong suggestion is for you to take -CAT 1 either today or tomorrow or on Monday, because on Tuesday, we are going to have this -CAT 1 analysis, which I think will be very useful for you. This is the first announcement. The second announcement is if you are not enrolled to -CATs, even then, I want to tell you that we have 3 free mocks. All of them are in the latest pattern with video solutions. So just go to cracku.in/cat/mock/test. These mock tests are taken by thousands of students. Even if you are enrolled to -CATs, if you have already taken -CAT 1 and if you are looking for what are the other -CATs to take -CAT 1, 2 and 3. If you have more time, definitely do check out the 3 free CAT mocks. These are the 2 announcements I wanted to make, guys. Let us look at this question. Here we are told that the number of students who opted for subjects A, B and C are 60, B is 84 and C is 108. Okay. We are told that the examination has to be conducted for these students such that the students of only one subject are present in one room. Also, the number of students in each room should be the same. What is the minimum number of rooms that should be arranged to meet all these conditions? Let us assume that the number of students per room is equal to S. What can we say about S? S has to be a factor of 60, 84 and 108. Because if S is not a factor, let us assume that the value of S is say 40. Then A will have 40 students in one room, but there will be 20 students left and we can't give them any other room because the number of students in one particular room has to be the same. So this number S has to be a factor of 60. It has to be like say 6 or 10 or 20, some factor of 60, so that all the students are separated and they are categorized in equal groups. And that has to be the case for even 84, that has to be the case for even 108. So that number, whatever is S, has to be a factor of 60, 84 and 108. Now what is the number of rooms that are needed? The number of rooms that are needed are, for A it is 60 by S, for B it is 84 by S, for C it is 108 by S. So if you are trying to minimize the number of rooms, you have to maximize the value of S because S is in the denominator in all 3 of them. So what is the highest common factor of 60, 84 and 108? The highest common factor of 60, 84 and 108 is 12. Therefore, the number of rooms that are needed for subject A will be 60 by 12, which is 5. Number of rooms needed for B is 84 by 12, which is 7. Number of rooms needed for C is 108 divided by 12, which is 9. Therefore, the minimum number of rooms that are needed is 5 plus 7 plus 9, which is equal to 21. So the answer for this question is option D. Let us look at the next question. GNBT saying, thank you sir. Should I reattempt the unattempted questions during mock with or without time constraint? I think that will be a good idea. I think that is not at all a bad idea. But I would say reattempt it the next day or something. first do the mock analysis immediately afterwards, because you want to remember what you thought when you're attempting those questions. Then you can figure out what you thought wrong. But you should definitely reattempt it. But if you reattempt the questions you didn't attempt, 1 day later or 2 days later, that should be fine. That should not be an issue, but it is definitely a good idea for you to attempt them. D is saying how to avoid silly mistakes. You can avoid silly mistakes by giving more importance in your mind to the mocks. So if you keep telling yourself 1 day in advance that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to take a mock, I want to do well. Tomorrow I want to take a mock, I want to do well. You keep telling yourself that, subconsciously you will start taking that mock seriously. And the second tip, more tangible tip I would give you is, if you are making a silly mistake, have a notebook only for your silly mistakes and write down the silly mistake that you made. If you write down the silly mistakes that you made, you will keep remembering the kind of silly mistakes you are making, and then you will not repeat it. Or at least the number of silly mistakes that you make will decrease. This question is actually very similar to the earlier question. So if you have understood my solution for the earlier one, you will be able to get this question correct. Please improve video quality. We are trying, man, but probably that can't be. I think that can be done. You can improve the video quality. Just try to see if you can do it. There are 3 pieces of cakes. 4.5 pounds, 6.75 pounds and 7.2 pounds respectively, and they're divided into parts of equal weight. So you have one cake which is of 4.5 pounds, one cake which is of 6.75 pounds, and one cake which is of 7.2 pounds. Further, each part must be as heavy as possible. Let us assume that the weight of each of this part is, say, W. So we basically want W to be a factor of 4.5, 6.75 and 7.2. If W has to be a factor of 4.5, 6.75 and 7.2, because there are decimals involved, we might not be super sure about what it actually means. So let us just multiply all of them with 100 so that we get a better idea. So we are looking for something which is a factor of 450, 675 and 720. What is the highest factor? What is the highest factor of 450, 675 and 720? The highest common factor of 450, 675 and 720 is 45. So the value of W has to be 0.45. Remember that we multiplied each one of them with 100. Therefore, the number of parts of the first one will be 4.5 divided by 0.45, which is 10. The number of parts of the second one will be 6.75 divided by 4.5, which will be 15. And the number of parts of the third cake will be 7.2 divided by 0.45, which is equal to 16. So the number of guests that can be filled is 10 plus 15 plus 16, which is equal to 41. So the answer for this question is option D. Let us look at the next question. Mihir Karle is saying, sir, with less than 60 days left, I'm started losing hope. Scoring very less in mocks, which is disheartening that I've stopped taking mocks. This is not a good idea, man. How to get into the right mindset to start preparing? For students like you who are feeling super demotivated, for students like you who are feeling like completely, like feeling like giving up, I always tell them to read Sundarakanda, which is a part of Ramayana. If you have a translation, definitely read it, especially the parts where Lord Hanuman is actually in Lanka and he feels like completely giving up. In that, basically it tells us the importance of actually motivating ourselves. There are like very nice quotes in that also, where he says that if you give up, you will never succeed. The only chance of succeeding is if you are positive, if you are optimistic, and if you are persevering. So that I think is the very good mindset to have. And I read Sundarakanda very often, because many times, because we are all humans, we also feel demotivated, we also feel dejected. But it is always important to look at our ancestors and figure out that when they were in trouble, when they were facing these kind of situations, how they were able to motivate themselves. So that is one advice I'll definitely give you. Another advice I'll give you is, I don't know your work ex, I don't know your profile, I don't know how it is. But the way I want you to look at it is, if you're feeling dejected, if you feel that this CAT, I am not going to succeed, you have to look at it and you have to tell yourself that is fine, I'll just improve. Because success is the second step. First step is improvement. Suppose you are taking a mock and you're scoring 30 marks. You feel that, okay, to get into a good institute, I need to score around say 70 marks. And I'm getting only 30 and I can't improve from 30 to 70 in 60 days. That I think is a very wrong mindset. If you tell yourself that, okay, from 30, I'll try to see if I can improve to 50 in 2 months. Now, once you get to 50 and if you take the examination, something might go better. You might perform better than what you actually feel. And even if you don't perform, even if on the day of the examination, you score 50. After you come out of the examination, you will feel that, okay, if I put in serious effort, in 2 months, I'm able to improve from 30 to 50. Now I'm going to put serious effort for the next 1 year. And then I'm going to improve from 50 to 80. That way you'll at least have something to motivate yourself, something to believe in. If you give up, if you panic and if you don't put in effort, because you're panicked, you're having this anxiety, and from 30 you just improve to say 35. Or it is also possible that from 30, because you didn't make good effort of the next 2 months, you go back and you score 20. On the day of the examination, after a year, you don't do well, you will feel that, okay, from 30, CAT is not for me, I'll have to figure out something else. So on the day of the examination, you should come out and you should feel motivated. Whether you score 60 or 70 or 50, if there is improvement that you see in yourself in these 2 months, that itself will put you in a positive frame of mind. So my suggestion, my advice is very simple. Don't look at the final marks. Don't look at your final percentile. Just use these 2 months to improve yourself. Ensure that your mock scores are improving. That is all that is needed. On the day of the examination, then your future will become much clearer to you. Yash Gupta, I'll give the exam, man. I've explained why I give the examination multiple times. I'm going to give the examination and I want to do well in it. So for two positive integers a and b, if a plus b to the power a plus b is divisible by 500, then the least possible value of a into b is what? Now, if you are looking at this number, a plus b to the power a plus b, we are told that this is divisible by 500. Then the least possible value of a into b is what we are required to calculate. Let us assume that the value of a plus b is equal to n. Then the value of a plus b to the power a plus b is of the form n to the power n. We are told that n to the power n is divisible by 500. What is 500? 500 is basically, if you are doing the prime factorization of 500, this is 2 square into 5 cube. So we are told that n to the power n is a number which is divisible by 2 square into 5 cube. So n itself has to be a multiple of both 2 and 5. If you are told that there is a number x and x to the power say 100, some number, if this is a multiple of 2 and 5, x itself has to be a multiple of 2 and 5. If x is not a multiple of 2 and 5, if you are doing the prime factorization, then you won't get x to the power 100 to be a multiple of 2 and 5. Similarly, if you are told that n to the power n is a multiple of 2 square into 5 cube, n itself has to be a multiple of 2 and 5. So the smallest possible value of n has to be 10. In which case, n to the power n will be 10 to the power 10. This is definitely a multiple of 500 because this is of the form 2 to the power 10 into 5 to the power 10. Now, if you are told that a plus b is equal to 10, what is the minimum possible value of a into b? The maximum will occur when a is equal to b, both of them are equal to 5 and that is 25. The minimum will occur when a and b are very far away from each other. So the minimum value will be 9 into 1, which is equal to 9. So the answer for this question is option B. Let us look at the next question. The analyst is saying, how do I break past the barrier to reach a level? Many people actually beat me in the CAT score. I don't think I have ever come first in CAT. There are many freshers who actually beat me. It is not difficult. The thing is, you have to believe. First, you have to believe that you can actually do something. If you have that belief, if you have that motivation, if you have that confidence, then you'll put in more and more effort. If you are having this anxiety, if you are having this panic, and on some level you don't have the confidence that you can actually do it, many times even if you're putting in the effort, psychologically you are not putting in your 100%. So the first thing you have to do is you have to believe. If you are aiming for 99.5, you have to tell yourself multiple times, and you have to first get that confidence that if I follow this X, Y, Z process, I will hit 99.5. That confidence or that belief should be there in you. Now I can tell you many things as to what you should do to get that belief, but at the end of the day, that is a personal thing. You have to figure out how to motivate yourself. So the first thing you have to do is you have to get that confidence that if I put in the hard work, I will get 99.5, 99.6. Once you get that belief, you will figure a route to actually achieving that. So focus on how you can actually get yourself to believe it. In my opinion, to do extremely well in CAT, you have to do very well either in VARC or in Quant. And by extremely well, I'm talking about trying to score 100 percentile in either Quant or VARC. And if you do well in both of them, that is even fantastic. And that is quite possible. That is not very, very difficult. And to improve in Quant, to trying to score that 100 percentile, you have to be very obsessed about solving as many questions as you can. The first thing I would tell you is download all the previous year's papers. You have the PDFs for the CAT previous year's papers on the Cracku website. Download the PDFs and keep answering all of those Quant questions. Start from CAT 2023, go back, download all of those PDFs and go back to CAT 2017. Try to answer each and every single Quant question in that. Once that is completed, go to the Cracku daily targets and start solving all the tests. The more you answer, the better you get. This is especially true for somebody who is aiming to score 99.5, 99.6, maybe 100 percentile in Quant. The more questions you solve, the better you're going to get. So that will be my answer for the analyst. Karan and Yesh, I've discussed this multiple times. Me taking the examination has no impact at all on whether somebody else is going to get into an IIM or not. And I find this attitude to be of basically playing the victim card to be not very right for you. If you want to get into the examination, whether I take it or not should not matter to you. And I think that is the attitude that I want you to have. I explained all of the reasons as to why I take the examination multiple times. One guy out of 3 lakhs, do you really think that is going to impact the scoring? It doesn't. It is very easy because there are many other teachers who I think have this attitude of trying to like bring the mob, which are basically provoking you to answer these kind of questions. But I would tell you very simple. Whether I take the examination or not has no impact on scaling. I do the scaling every year for the Cracku percentile predictor and I know that it doesn't have an impact. Even you can think about it. How does one guy's marks really impact the scaling of 3 lakh students? It will be a rounding error. It will be less than a rounding error. So it is easy for you to feel worried or so, but my taking the examination or not has no impact and I don't want you to give me so much mind space. It is not good for you. It is not good for me. In a number system, the product of 44 to the base 10 and 11 to the base 10 is 3414. What is the product of 44 into 11? The product of 44 into 11 is 484. This, in a particular number system, we are told that this is equal to 3414. Let us assume that that base system is X. So 484 when represented in base system X is 3414. So let us try to convert this into the decimal system. If you are converting this into the decimal system, what you are going to get is simple. This will be, the last digit is 4. So this is 4 into x to the power 0 plus 1 into x plus 4 into x square plus 3 into x cube. This is equal to 4 plus x plus 4x square plus 3x cube. This we are told is 484. Or the value of 3x cube plus 4x square plus x is equal to 480. Or the value of x into 3x square plus 4x plus 1 is equal to 480. This is x into, you can factorize this. This will be 3x plus 1 into x plus 1 is equal to 480. X is a positive integer, so you can calculate the value of x. X is not equal to 2, x is not equal to 3. You can keep increasing the value of x. Once you get x to be equal to 5, you will realize that this is 5 into 16 into 6, which is equal to 480. So using trial and error, using any other method also, you can figure out that the value of x is 5. Once you figure out the value of x, we are required to calculate 3111 in base 5. When you are converting it into decimal, what will its value be? That will be again the last digit 1 into 5 to the power 0 plus the second last digit 1 into 5 to the power 1 plus the third last digit 1 into 5 square plus the leftmost digit 3 into 5 cube. This will be 1 plus 5 square plus 3 times 5 cube, that is 375. This will be equal to 406, which is option A. Let us look at the next questions. JG is asking, is skipping number systems a dumb decision? Number systems, in my opinion, is not a very important topic. I'll put that forward. But in general, I would say it is not a very smart decision to skip any topic completely. If I were you, my strategy will be very simple. I'll say that in arithmetic, algebra, and geometry, these are very important topics. I'm going to spend most of my time in these 3 topics and I want to be very good at them. The next will be modern maths, which involves, like, say, functions and logarithms. Logarithms, I think, is easy. Functions might be difficult, but still I'll try to be good at them. And then you have the other topics. The other topics, one of the other topics are, say, probability, permutations, combinations, and number systems. In these one, I want to know the basics. The basics of, say, for example, if you are given in probability and permutations, combinations, if you are told that what is derangements, that is, if you are given 5 envelopes and there are 5 letters, and you want to put the letters, what is the number of ways in which none of the letters goes to the correct envelope? These kind of things are called derangements. There is simple formula for it. I want you to know it. Similarly, if you are told that there is some repetition, what is the number of arrangements? That is, say, if you are given AA, BB, CD, what is the total number of arrangements that are possible? Again, there are simple formulas. Whenever there is repetition, you can figure it out. Okay, those are the formulas. Those are basically the basics. For number systems also, I want you to know the basics. That is, how do you calculate the HCF, LCM of 2 numbers? What is their importance? What is the number of factors? Like, the basics I want you to spend. The reason for that is because if there is a very simple question from number systems, I want you to answer it. If there is a question which is basic application of any formulas, you should be able to get it correct, at least the basic formulas. But bulk of your learning has to be, and your time has to be spent on arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. But you should know the basics of all the topics. We have 123 people who are watching this stream live, guys. We have 143 likes. What is the target for today? The target is getting 300 likes. So I want 157 more likes. Please do like the stream, guys. This is an interesting question, and in these kind of questions in number system, it is always good to answer it by looking at the options. If you look at the options, you will get the question correct and you will get it correct very quickly. If you try to solve it using the correct method, even then you can solve it, but it is just going to take you some more time. If you are looking at the question, we are told that number S is obtained by squaring the sum of the digits of a 2-digit number D. If the difference between S and D is 27, then the 2-digit number D is what? We are given 4 options. It is either 24, which is the first one, or 54, or 34, or 45. What is the sum of the digits of 24? It is 6. So the square is 36. The difference between 36 and 24 is 12. So this won't be the answer. What is the sum of the digits of 54? It is 9. What is the square of 9? It is 81. What is the difference between 81 and 54? It is 27. So this has to be the answer, and then we'll mark option B and just go ahead to the next question. You can see that if you are answering this by looking at the options, you can answer it within 30 seconds. This is one of the reasons we should not leave any topic and skip it. Because if this question comes in the examination, and if we have this phobia for number systems, we will not even attempt it. But you can see that this is a very simple question, especially when you're solving it from the options. You can solve it within 30 seconds and go ahead. So that is why don't avoid any topic completely. You should know the basics of every topic. Similarly, for 34, the sum of the digits is 7. The square is 49. 49 minus 34 is 15. So this also is not the answer. The sum of the digits of 45 is 9. The square of 9 is 81. 81 minus 45 is 36. So this also won't be the answer. Now, you can again look at it from a more theoretical standpoint. A more long, if say this question is a theta question, options are not given, then how can you answer it? In that kind of a situation, I'll also give you an explanation, a solution which will be slightly more lengthier. So the sum of the digits is say x. So what we are told is that x square minus d is equal to 27. So the first thing we can say is that x has to be at least 6. The sum of the digits has to be at least 6. Otherwise, x square minus d will not be equal to 27. So x is either 6, or it is 7, or it is 8, or it is 9, or it is 10, or it is 11. Because the value of d is x square minus 27. D is a 2-digit number. If x, that is the sum of the digits, is equal to 12, you are going to get this as 12 square, which is 144, and 144 minus 27 is greater than 100. We want d to be a 2-digit number. So the sum of the digits has to be either 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11. If x is 6, x square will be 36. If x is 7, it will be 49. If x is 8, it is 64. If x is 9, it is 81. If x is 10, it is 100. If x is 11, it is 121. From this, from each of them, subtract 27. We are calculating the value of d, which is x square minus 27. So this will be 9. This will be 22. For 64 minus 27, what is the value of 64 minus 27? This will be 37. 81 minus 27 is 54. 100 minus 27 is 73. 121 minus 27, 121 minus 27 will be 94. What is the sum of the digits of 9? It is first of all a single digit number, so it cannot be the value of d. So this is not the answer. What is the sum of the digits of 22? The sum of the digits of 22 is 4. Is this 4 equal to 7? No. So this can be cancelled. What is the sum of the digits of 37? This is 10. Is 10 equal to this 8? No. So this is not the answer. What is the sum of the digits of 54? It is 9. Is this 9 equal to this 9? Yes. So 54 is the answer. If you look at the next one, which is 73, what is the sum of the digits of 73? It is 7 plus 3, which is 10. So this is also an answer. 73 is not given in the options, but 54 satisfies this. 73 satisfies this. So both of them are actually true. What is the sum of the digits of 94? It is 13. This 13 is not equal to 11. So this is not the answer. So even when you are solving by a long method, you are getting both 54 and 73. So if it is a theta question, this method will be useful. If it is not a theta question, just going from the options, as you can remember, we were able to solve it in within 30 seconds. Going through this long method, you know that 73 is not given in the options. So the correct answer we'll anyways mark is 54. Let us look at the next question. Gokul Kannan, all of these questions are actually from previous year's CAT papers. They are from slightly old CAT papers, but all the questions that we are solving in today's session, all the questions that we solved in last week's arithmetic session, all of them are actually from previous year's CAT papers. So these are the kind of questions that you will actually get in the examination. Modern Monk is saying, sir, I can't remember geometry formulas. What to do, sir? I would say that if you have our PDF, we have all the important CAT formulas PDF, download it and go through that formula PDF regularly. We have the CAT formula PDF, download that, it will be very useful for you. And whatever section you are looking for, whether it is geometry or arithmetic or algebra or quadratic equations, anything, any formulas that you feel you are struggling to remember, just go through them regularly. Srinidhi Posina is saying in the question, if it is a theta question, should our answer be 54 or 73? Normally in a theta question, if multiple answers are possible, that theta question will get cancelled or you will get marks for both of them. So normally the reason I explained this long answer is because I wanted you to know the long method in case a theta question comes. If this question, if the earlier question was given in theta format, they would have actually given you some more information. For example, they would have told you that that number is not a multiple of 9. So then 54 will be ruled out. Or they would have told you that that number is not a prime number. So that 73 is ruled out. Something or the other, or they would say that that number is odd. Then 73 will be the answer. So something or the other will be given so that one of the two only will be the correct answer. Okay, let us try to. Yes, Sagar, just give me 1 minute. Let me answer this question. Then I'll look at some of the questions that people have asked. In this question, we are told that ABC is a 3-digit number. A is greater than 0. Okay. And the value of this ABC is the sum of the factorials of the 3 digits A, B and C. So this is A factorial plus B factorial plus C factorial. What is the value of B? In this kind of a question, going by the options, you can't solve it because it is not going to give us a lot of information. What are we going to do? The first thing we'll do is we'll first note down the factorials. What is 0 factorial? That is 1. What is 1 factorial? That is 1. What is 2 factorial? It is 2. What is 3 factorial? It is 6. What is 4 factorial? It is 24. What is 5 factorial? It is 120. What is 6 factorial? It is 720. And what is 7 factorial? It is 5040 and so on. So the first thing you will note is that it cannot be 7 factorial. None of these numbers A, B and C, A, B, C, they all of them have to lie between 0 and 6. Because if one of them is 7, then we are going to get the number to be a 4-digit number. The factorial itself is 5040, so it can't be a 4-digit, it can't be 7. So if you are going through the options, you can immediately rule out 9, you can rule out 7. B, which is the middle number, cannot be 9 because 9 factorial is greater than 1000. Similarly, 7 factorial is greater than 1000, so it can't be. So the value of the middle number has to be either C or D. Again, we can't really solve it using just the options. So we'll have to go through this again. So the maximum value of A will be 6. But if say the value of A is 6, this will be some 600 and something. And the value of A 6 factorial is 720. So A factorial, the right hand side will be greater than 720. The left hand side is less than 700. So if you assume that the value of A is actually 6, just the factorial of 6 is greater than 700. So A cannot be equal to 6. So the values that A can take are either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. A cannot be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. What is the other? It cannot be equal to 6. Because again, like I was saying, if A is 6, the 3-digit number ABC will be some number in the 600s, which will be less than 700. And the value of 6 factorial itself is 720. Now, what can we say about B and C? If B and C, if both of them are say A, B and C, if all of them are actually less than say 5, if say all of them are in the 4s, in say 1 to 4, then the maximum possible value of the sum of their factorials will be 24 plus 24 plus 24 which is equal to 72. This would imply that at least one of them has to be 5, because we want this number ABC to be a 3-digit number. So we want at least one of them to be 5. But let us first focus on the value of A. If A is equal to 4, if say A is equal to 5. If A is equal to 5, this is a number in the 500s. And what is the maximum possible value of the right hand side? It is 5 factorial plus 5 factorial plus 5 factorial, which is 360. So A cannot be 5. Can A be equal to 4? If A is equal to 4, this will be of the form 4 blank blank. What is the maximum value of the right hand side? It will be 24, which is 4 factorial plus 5 factorial plus 5 factorial. This will be 264. So A cannot be 4. What if A is equal to 3? If A is equal to 3, what is the maximum value of the right hand side? This is 3 factorial, which is 6 plus 5 factorial plus 5 factorial. This is equal to 246. So A cannot be equal to 3. So A has to be either 1 or 2. If A is equal to 2, this is 2 slash and slash. So what is the possible value of the right hand side? The right hand side, if one of them is 5 factorial and the other is not 5 factorial, the value will be 2 plus 24 plus 120, which is less than 200. So the only way you are going to get the right hand side to be greater than 200 is if both of them are equal to 5. So this has to be 255, but in this case the right hand side is 242. This would imply that the first number cannot even be 2. The only number that the first number can be is 1. So this is 1, and then you have B and C, and this we are told is equal to 1 factorial plus B factorial plus C factorial. We are also told that at least one of B and C has to be 5. So we have 1, the number is, we have 1 over here, we have some either 5 and slash here or 1 slash and 5 here. And this will be equal to 1 plus 5 factorial is 120 plus C factorial. This also is 1 plus 120 plus some C factorial. Using trial and error over here, you can actually figure out that the only way in which this is going to work is if the number is 145. In which case, the three numbers are 1 factorial plus 4 factorial plus 5 factorial. So the only possibility for this, after going through all of these things, is by figuring out that the middle number is 4, which is option C. Like many of you might think, if this kind of a question comes in the actual examination, and this is a question that has actually come in one of the previous year's papers, this is the kind of question that you should leave. Or you are able to figure out that it can't be 9 or it can't be 7. You can figure out from the options that it can't be 9 or 7 very quickly. Because if the middle number is 9, 9 factorial is greater than 1000. If the middle number is 7, 7 factorial is greater than 1000. So it can't be A or B. We were able to deduce that it is either 4 or 2, but after that we didn't make a lot of progress. So once you figure out that it is 4 or 2, if you are able to rule out two options, either you can mark one of the two and then go to the next question, or you need not attempt anything and go to the next question. Because if you solve it, it is going to take you definitely more than 5 minutes. So which is not a good return on the time that you have invested. Anyway, the answer for this question is 4. Let us look at the next question. Guys, please do like the stream. We have 173 likes. I want to get to 127 more likes before ending the stream. Sir, सिर्फ 3 DLR sets solve हो रहा है mock में. I think that is very good. If you are able to solve 3 LRD sets in the actual examination, you will be scoring close to 100 percentile in DLR. Gautam Sharma, we will be having one session like this every Saturday. So every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. we will be solving these kind of sessions. If you are looking for any particular topic, please do let us know in the comments that I want to have a quant topic like this. Then we will work on it and we'll do it in the next Saturday. So any topic that you are struggling with, please do let me know. Okay, let me answer some questions. I think Sagar has asked me one question earlier. Let me answer it. Sir, my VRC is very bad. Negative. I asked Saili, she advised me to attempt sectionals. I tried and now I'm getting good in sectionals, but still not that much improvement in dash cats. Kindly please help me. Take the latest dash cat 11. I have this we released last week. I've checked its verbal, I've taken its verbal, I've just recorded its verbal, its analysis. I think its verbal section is very good. Attempt dash cat 11 for the verbal section. And then we will see. Normally, if you're doing well in sectionals and not doing well in mocks, I think it is just some sort of nervousness or some sort of anxiety. So don't worry too much about it. Gaurav Chavan is saying, sir, every time I give mock, my overall score is not improving. But in each mock, I score around 80% from one section and the remaining other two, I score very low. And every time high score is very different from section. How to improve this? I think if you're able to identify your strengths and weaknesses, I can give you my advice better. If you feel that in every mock, my highest score or my strength is varying, that is not very good, to be really honest, because I would want some sort of consistency. Many people tell me that, okay, I'm struggling in VRC. Then I can tell them how to improve in that. Some people say that I'm struggling in DLR. Then I can tell them what to do in that. But if you feel that I'm doing well in different sections, one thing that I would think is happening is you're not attempting as many mocks as you should. Because if you attempted, say, 6 or 7 mocks, maybe it's say 10 mocks, by the time you get some sense of your strengths and weaknesses, you will figure out what section you're doing well and what section you're not doing well. Okay, guys, the leaderboard. Okay. Okay, guys, the leaderboard is updated. You can see that Rajat has gotten all the 12 questions correct. Okay. Rishikesh, there are some queries. I'll answer these queries after answering this question. Here we are told that BA is a 2-digit number. The square of BA is MPB, where BE, MP are distinct integers. We are required to calculate the value of M. So the first thing you will notice is this is BE whole square. We are getting this as a 3-digit number MPB. 3-digit numbers, the squares of a 2-digit number becoming a 3-digit number starts with 10 square. This is 100, which is a 3-digit number. And this will continue, and what is the largest 2-digit number whose square is a 3-digit number? That is 31. 31 square is 961. These are things that I would want you to know and I want you to remember. Because once it becomes 32, 32 square is 1024, which is a 4-digit number. We are looking for a 3-digit number. So BE has to be lying between 10 and 31. So the value of B has to be either 1, or it has to be 2, or it has to be 3. That is the first thing I want you to remember. Secondly, you are told that B is the last number, last digit of a perfect square. This MPB is a perfect square. What does that mean? B has to be either 0, or it has to be 1, or it has to be 4, or 5, or 6, or 9. These are the only possible last digits of perfect squares. If you have 1 square, it is 1. If you have 2 squares, it is 4. If you have 3 squares, it is 9, the last digit. If you have 4 square, it is 6, the last digit. If you have 5 squares, it is 5. If you have 6 square, it is 6. Thanks. If you have 7 square, it is 9. The last digit is 7. The last digit of its perfect square is 9. If you have 8 square, it is 4. If you have 9 square, the last digit is 1. And if the last digit is 0, the last digit of its square also is 0. So these are the only possible last digits, which is 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. But we also know that B has to be either 1 or 2 or 3. So the only common number is 1. This would imply that B has to be equal to 1. Once we know that b has to be equal to 1, we have 1 e whole square. We are getting this as m, p and 1. So what is the value that e can take? Here you will notice that the last digit is 1. In the perfect square, if the number also has the last digit as 1, or if the last digit is 9. Those are the only two possibilities. For every other last digit, it is either 4 or 9 or 5 or 6 or 9 or 4 or 0. It is not equal to 1. So the only two cases are either this is 11 square, which is equal to 121, or it is 19 square, which is equal to 361. But we are told that b, e, mp are distinct integers. There is no repetition allowed. So it cannot be 11 square. Therefore, it has to be 19 square, which is 361, in which case the value of m is equal to 3. So the correct answer is option B. Let us look at the next question. Okay, many people are asking for algebra and geometry. Yeah, man, we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it next week. Santoshni Devar Shetty is asking, will the paper be more difficult this time? Unfortunately, I think it will be more difficult this time. I'll tell you why also. Even I don't want the paper to be more difficult because it is unnecessary stress and anxiety to students. But even I think it will be more difficult because if you see the number of students who are attempting CAT, it is going up every year. I think 3-4 years back, it used to be around 2 lakhs, maybe 2.1 lakhs. In CAT 2022, it was 2.5 lakhs, which was at that time the highest of all time. And last year, it became, I think, 3.3 lakhs or some number which crossed 3 lakhs for the first time. So you can see that the number of aspirants of CAT, the number of people who are actually applying and taking CAT is increasing year on year. That is the first thing. So you would think that the 99 percentile mark, if more people are taking it, the 99 percentile mark in say if only 2 lakh people are taking it, if it is say 100, if 2.5 lakh people are taking it, you would expect the 99 percentile to go up. You would expect it to be 105 because more people are taking it. And if say 3.5 lakh people are taking it, you would think that okay, instead of 105, it should become 120 because a lot of people are taking it. So the 99 percentile mark should go up. But if you look at the actual scores, the 99 percentile mark is coming down every year. Every single year, the 99 percentile mark in the CAT paper is coming down. The only explanation for that is that the paper is getting more and more difficult every year. I don't know why they're making it, but that is actually something that you can infer by looking at the data. So I don't expect it to change this year. I expect the number of students taking CAT to again increase and the paper to get even tougher. That is how it is. So I would recommend you to start preparing for a tougher paper. Vaibhav Tripathi is saying, please post the schedule for upcoming Saturday as well. The next Saturday we will be having a session on geometry. It will be from 2 to 4 p.m. next Saturday. So please do like the stream. We will conduct this session next Saturday, I think, which will be, I don't know the date. Next Saturday will be 2nd, 4th, I think 5th of October. We will be having this session from 2 to 4 p.m. So please do like the stream. In this question, we are told that there is a positive integer m, which is less than 100. When it is represented in base 2, base 3 and base 5 notation, the last digit is 1. What does this mean? If you are told that when you are representing a number x in a base notation of b and the last digit is 1, it implies that when x is divided by b, the remainder is 1. Just to give you more clarity, suppose you are looking at 310 and you are trying to represent this in base 3. The first thing you do is you look at 310, you calculate the remainder when this is divided by 3, you will figure out that this is 1, so you put it 1 over here as the last digit. And what is 310 when it is divided by 3? The quotient is 103. And then you carry forward 103. When you again divide 103 by 3, the remainder is 1. So you again put it 1 over here. Essentially what we are saying is this last number represents the remainder when x is divided by b. Here we are told that this whole number m, when it is divided by 2, the last digit is 1. When it is represented in base 3, again the last digit is 1. When it is represented in base 5, again the last digit is 1. This would imply that when m is divided by either 2 or 3 or 5, the remainder is 1. So what is 2 into 3 into 5? What is the least common multiple of 2, 3 and 5? That is 30. So when m is divided by 30, the remainder has to be equal to 1. Once you know it, and we are told that m is a whole number which is less than 100, the only possibility for m is that it is either 31 or 61 or 91. If you are looking at the options, you can immediately rule out 75. You can immediately rule out 63. It has to be either 91 or 31. The next step is very simple. You represent 31 in base 2. What is 31 in base 2? You will notice that if you represent any number in base 2, the first digit will be 1. Because in base 2, the only two numbers are either 0 or 1. And 0 cannot be the first digit. So any number, when you represent it in base 2, the first digit will be 1. If you are not sure, we will anyways do that so that you will get a better hang. So 31 when it is divided by 2, the remainder is 1. So you put it over here. Then what is the quotient? It is 15. You divide it by 2. Again the remainder is 1. You put it here. What is the quotient? It is 7. When you divide this by 2, again the remainder is 1. So you put it here. And the quotient is 3. When you divide it by 2, again the remainder is 1. You put it here. And the quotient is 1. So you put it here. So 31 when you divide by 2, this is, if you are representing it in base 2, you are going to get this. Similarly, if you represent 31 in base 3, the reason I am representing it in each one of them is so that you get a better understanding of how to transform a number from decimal notation to base any of the bases. So if you are having 31, you divide it by 3, what is the remainder? It is 1. And the quotient is 10. When you divide 10 by 3, the remainder is again 1 and the quotient is 3. When you divide 3 by 3, the remainder is 0 and the quotient is 1. So this is 1011 in base 3. What is 31 when it is represented in base 5? You get 31 when base 5, the remainder is 1 and the quotient is 6. When you divide 6 with 5, the remainder is again 1 and the quotient is 1. So this is 111. Now you know that it cannot be 31 because we want the first digit to be 1 in exactly 2 out of the 3 situations. We knew earlier that it is not 75, it is not 63. Now we have figured out that it's not 31. So immediately you can mark this as 91 and go ahead. Just for the sake of completeness and just for you to get a better understanding of how to transform it, we'll write 91 also in terms of all of these bases. 91, if you are converting it into base 2, the remainder is 1, the quotient is 45. Again you divide it by 2, the remainder is 1, the quotient is 22. Again you divide it by 2, now the remainder is 0 and the quotient is 11. Now you divide it by 2, the remainder is 1, the quotient is 5. Again divided by 2, the remainder is 1, the quotient is 2. Again you divide it by 2, the remainder is 0 and the quotient is 1. So this is 91 when represented in base 2. What will happen when 91 is represented in base 3? 91 in base 3, the first remainder is 1, the quotient is 30. The next remainder is 0, the quotient is 10. The next remainder is 1 and the quotient is 3. The next remainder is 0 and the quotient is 1. So this is 91 in base 3. What is 91 in base 5? The first remainder is 1 and the quotient is 18. The next remainder is 3 and the quotient is 3. So this is 331 in base 5. So the first digit is not equal to 1. So again, like we expected, the answer will be 91. This question I think can be answered in the actual examination, because you can, using the options, you can rule out 63 and 75 immediately. If you transform 31 into bases 1, 3, 2, 3 and 5, you can do that maybe in 2 minutes. So overall this question I think can be answered in say 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So this is a question that should be answered. Because I was explaining, it took longer time, but otherwise this is a question that should be answered in the examination. Let us look at the next question. Rishikesh is saying, I'm feeling exhausted after completing VRs and DLR sections, therefore not able to do Pell quants, which is must. Can you please tell me what to do? I think you have to improve your stamina, both mental stamina as well as your physical stamina. Try to do some meditations, maybe do some yoga. These kind of things help you concentrate better, and you have to concentrate longer. So it is not just your mental, your physical state, but you have to also focus on your mental stamina. These are things that you have to work on very seriously. Even chess players, when they are, we might think that chess is not a physical sport. You can see that people who are at the top of their game are actually pretty fit. Yes, Vaibhav, you can convert any number to any base using this method. Okay, Bayali and D have asked 2 questions. I'll answer them after answering this question. This is a very simple question. We are told that n is 1421 into 1423 into 1425. What is the remainder when n is divided by 12? You can see that all the 4 numbers are close to 1420. What is a multiple of 12 which is less than 1420? What is the highest multiple of 12 which is less than 1420? You can figure it out that it is 1416. We want this number to be a multiple of 4, and we want the sum of the digits to be divisible by 3. So the number is 1416. So when 121 is divided by 12, the remainder is 5. When 1423 is divided by 12, the remainder is 7. When 1423 is divided by 12, 1425 is divided by 12, the remainder is 9. So overall, when n is divided by 12, the remainder will be 5 into 7 into 9, which is equal to 315. And when 315 is divided by 12, we know that 312 is a multiple of 12. So when 315 is divided by 12, the remainder is 3. So the answer for this question is option C. Let us look at the next question. Okay. One sec, guys. There are 2 questions that people have asked. Let me answer it. Sir, I'm a bit weak in VRC. This is being asked by Vayali GSR. But in CAT 1, I scored overall score of 40 with 28 in VRC. I usually solve LRDS, but in that 40 minutes, I went blank in CAT 1. The pressure took me down in quants 2. How to improve? You have to focus on your mental strength. You have to take more mocks. Once you take more mocks, you will feel that this is something that is part of the process. So your mind also will automatically start not getting too anxious, because if it is something that you're doing regularly, for example, if you want to improve in public speaking, many people are very scared of speaking in public. I myself am not very comfortable speaking in public. I feel very nervous. But one thing I noticed is, even for me also, when I give speeches once or twice, the third time it becomes, at least my nervousness is definitely much lesser. So whatever you're doing, if you're doing it regularly, you lose that nervousness. So take the mocks also regularly. You will notice that after the third or fourth mock, your nervousness before a mock will decrease. And that will be replicated even in the examination. D posted his query. I thought I answered your query, man. I can't find it. I know you're asking for my, oh, you posted a long query. Okay. My profile is 10th is good, 12th is good, BCom honors is good, passed out, no work experience is bad. Still, I'm feeling whether I'll do better or not, as a panic didn't spoil me. Even in dashcards, I get scared. I've solved the entire paper. It's okay. I'm not able to. But even in it, okay. See, basically, I'll tell you, man, if you don't have, I don't know whether you're a male or a female, but in general, I'm saying that if you don't have work experience, it will put a lot of this pressure where you feel that I have to do well. So if you graduated in 2022 and don't have work experience, it is not going to help your mental health. And that will be reflected in the examination, unfortunately. So what I would tell you is, at least try to find some internship, something like that, which will release your pressure, release your stress. That I think is the key to actually performing better. Other than that, I would recommend you to take more and more mocks, so that, like I mentioned earlier, it becomes part of your process, part of your system, so you don't underperform in the examination. Okay, let us answer this question. Here we are told that 15 to the power 23 plus 23 to the power 23, when it is divided by 19, what is the remainder? 15 is 19 minus 4. Similarly, 23 is 19 plus 4. So when 15 to the power 23, which is 19 minus 4 to the power 23, is divided by 19, the remainder will be minus 4 to the power 23, which is essentially minus 4. It will be minus 4 to the power 23, we can figure out what it is. Similarly, when 23 to the power 23 is divided, which is 19 plus 4 to the power 23 is divided by 19, the remainder will be 4 to the power 23. So when you are adding minus 4 to the power 23 plus 4 to the power 23, the remainder will be 0. So the answer for this question is 0. Let us look at the next question. Nikhil is asking me to conduct a marathon session on time and work, but not include TSDs. Okay, man, I'll try to figure it out. King's Banquet is saying, sir, when 1425 is divided by 3, looked at the last 2 digits in the remaining product to get the remainder, which is then multiplied by 4. I didn't understand what you're doing, King's Banquet. Sagat, I was graduated in 2023. Will this affect my chance of selection? How does that matter? If you're having a gap year, on some level it will affect your interview. You have to be more prepared for it. You will basically start from the back foot. You don't want that to happen. Even that can be converted easily, but you don't want to start off an interview on a back foot. You want people to talk about certain other things in your life and not your weak spot. Gap year, make no mistake, is definitely a weak spot in your profile. And many times in the interview, they'll ask you to defend it. And you'll start the interview by defending, which is not good, no? If you have, say, working in, say, Infosys or TCS or any other company, it need not be like a star company like, say, McKinsey. Even then, if they ask you about Infosys or TCS, you can take the interview into a different way. Here, if you are having a gap year and they'll start off with that, you'll start defensive, which is not good. Here we are told that x is 16 cube plus 17 cube plus 18 cube plus 19 cube. First, let us calculate whether x is even or odd. This is even, 16 cube. 17 cube will be odd. 18 cube will be even. 19 cube will be odd. The sum of two even numbers and two odd numbers, x is even. Next, we will say that 16 cube plus 19 cube plus 17 cube plus 18 cube is the value of x. We are just rearranging the terms. We know the value of a cube plus b cube. This is equal to a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. Or essentially what we are saying is for a cube plus b cube, one of the factors is a plus b. So for 16 cube plus 19 cube, one of the factors is 16 plus 19, which is 35. Similarly, for 17 cube plus 18 cube, one of the factors is 17 plus 18, which is 35. So x is also a multiple of 35. What we are essentially saying is that x is an even number, which is a multiple of 35. So x has to be a multiple of 70. Therefore, when x is divided by 70, the remainder will be 0, which is option A. Let us look at the next question. Somebody is saying, Viber Tripathi is saying, so many people are giving CAT, meaning a lot of people are doing undesirable job or no job. Job market in India is not so healthy. I think that is definitely true. And it is not just true for India. I think worldwide, the economy, I don't think is doing too well. So I think there is definitely a problem with the job market, the number of jobs that are being available. I think that is one of the reasons a lot of people are actually taking CAT, which is not a bad idea. If you feel that the job market is not looking very good, you can take CAT, you can do your MBA, and by the time you come out of MBA, the economy might be doing much better. This is basically cyclical, and you should also time your MBA like that. Abhishek Raj, I think IIMs give weightage to master degree. In this question, we are told that n factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 into dot 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 till n for integers n greater than or equal to 1. We are told that p is 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial plus dot 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 plus 10 into 10 factorial. Then p plus 2 when divided by 11 factorial leaves a remainder of what? The trick to solving these kind of questions is knowing that n into n factorial can be written as n plus 1 factorial minus n factorial. This is an interesting formula to remember. Why is that the case? Because n plus 1 factorial is basically n plus 1 into n factorial. So from this, if you are subtracting n factorial, you can take n factorial common, and this will be n plus 1 minus 1, which returns n into n factorial. So 10 into 11 factorial, 10 into 10 factorial is equal to 11 factorial minus 10 factorial. Similarly, 9 into 9 factorial is equal to 10 factorial minus 9 factorial. 8 into 8 factorial is equal to 9 factorial minus 8 factorial, and so on. Similarly, 2 into 2 factorial is equal to 3 factorial minus 2 factorial. And 1 into 1 factorial, which is basically 1 factorial, is equal to 2 factorial minus 1 factorial. If you add all of them, essentially you are going to get 11 factorial minus 1 factorial. That is the value of p. Therefore, the value of p plus 2 is equal to 11 factorial minus 1 factorial plus 2, which is equal to 11 factorial plus 1. So, when p plus 2 is divided by 11 factorial, the remainder will be this 1, which is option D. Let us look at the next question. Sir, quant 6 to 8 questions, LRDI 1 set, but VRC is pathetic. I've tried everything, reading articles, active reading, but score not improving, always in 10 to 20. See, the thing is, to improve in VRC, I would tell you one thing that I want you to do regularly, which is I want you to read the daily articles that we post on our Cracku site. And improving in VRC takes time. There is no like immediately do this, you will improve is not something that I can actually tell you to do. But what I know for sure is if you follow that process, you have to believe me that in 2 months you will improve. So read at least 3 to 4 articles every day. And I'll give you one link. We'll ask my staff to post it. You can post the Cracku daily articles reading list, where every day we post 3 to 4 articles. Definitely, in fact, I would say that keep it as your home page. When you open a browser, it should take you there so that you don't forget to read it. Keep it as your home page for your Google Chrome or any web browser. Bookmark this page, and every day go to this page. We'll post 3 or 4 articles. They are all new articles, recent articles, and they are good articles. And these are articles that we have sourced. These are articles which we find to be interesting. We are posting them over there. Go through it and read those articles. They will be very, very useful for you. So definitely bookmark this page. If you want, make it as your home page so that you don't forget it when you open a browser that these are the articles I want to read, and you can read it. You will actually enjoy reading those articles also. So do post the Cracku daily reading list link. What is the rightmost non-zero digit of 30 to the power 2720? The rightmost non-zero digit of this number is basically the rightmost digit of 3 to the power 2720. Now 3 to the power 2720 is equal to 9 to the power 1360, because 9 is 3 square. What is the rightmost digit of 9 to the power 1360? 9 is 10 minus 1. You are raising this to 1360. So the remainder when this is divided by 10, which will basically be the rightmost digit, is minus 1 to the power 1360. This is minus 1 to the power of an even number, so that will be equal to 1. So the answer for this question is option A. Let us look at the next one. Sagar Tulani is saying most articles ask us to buy subscription. I'll try to fix it. We are actually recently we started posting articles which are there on the free sites, and these are articles which we also don't have subscription for. Some of us have subscription, but we'll try to post articles which are free. We have posted the Cracku daily CAT daily targets. Manhan is saying I read articles but I don't like reading. If you don't like reading, there is nothing I can do, man. Reading is a very important skill to have. See, that is the point, right? If you want something, you should do things you don't like also. Every time in life, you are not going to do only the things that you like. If you just do the things that you like, everybody just wants to watch a movie. but that is not going to help you in reaching where you want to reach. Sometimes you have to do things you don't like to improve. So this is a skill that you need to have, you need to inculcate. So you have to basically do it because other people are doing it and they are going to continue to get better. Guys, we have just 2 questions remaining. Please do like the stream because I want to get to 300 likes and we need 99 more likes. So please do like the stream, guys. Anushka Pandey is saying, I'm very weak in quants. What can I do in the next 2 months to score decent marks in quant? This is a good question. I would want you to focus on the 3 important topics: arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. The first thing I would say is look at the concept videos for arithmetic, algebra, and geometry that Saili has made. They are very, very useful. They will give you complete revision. If you are a free user, you can check out the YouTube channel of Cracku. You can look at the revision videos for quant. So go through these important topics and focus only on these important topics, only on arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. Focus all your time on this. Look at concept videos and start answering questions. If you just focus on these 3, I think your score will be pretty decent and very respectable on the day of the examination. Here we are told that when 2 to the power 256 is divided by 17, the remainder would be 2 to the power 256, because 2 to the power 4 is 16, is basically equal to 16 to the power 64. 16 is 17 minus 1. So we are required to calculate the remainder when 17 minus 1 to the power 64 is divided by 17. This will be equal to minus 1 to the power 64. Minus 1 to the power of any even number will be equal to 1. So the answer for this question is option A. Let us look at the next question. In Dash Cat 1, Vidita is asking for a good score. I think any score in the Dash Cats which is above 60, I think is a good score. It is okay, Anushka. Just continue doing that. After a point of time, you will start finding questions which are not very difficult and you will be able to solve them. What is a decent overall score for a person having 2 years work ex? It depends on you, man. It depends on the colleges that you're targeting. Any percentile which is greater than 95, I think is a good score. This is a question that can be easily answered by looking at the options. So because options are given, I'll first answer the question using the options, and after that I'll explain using theta how you should solve it. What we are told is that when this number is divided by 3, the remainder is 2. When this number is divided by 4, the remainder is 1. And when this number is divided by 7, the remainder is 4. What will be the remainder when this number is divided by 84? What is the significance of 84? When you're answering this question, immediately you should realize that 84 is the least common multiple of 3, 4 and 7. So we'll see using the options. If this is a number which when divided by 84, the remainder is 80. This number will be of the form 84 into some number k plus 80. But this number will then be a multiple of 4 because 84k plus 80 is a multiple of 4. So this condition is not satisfied. So it cannot be 80. Can this number be 75? If this number is of the form 84k plus 75, 84k is a multiple of 3. 75 also is a multiple of 3. So this condition will not be satisfied. So it cannot be 75. Can this number be, can the remainder be 41? If this number is of the form 85k plus 41, when this is divided by 3, what will the remainder be? 84k is a multiple of 3. 41 when divided by 3, the remainder will be 2. So this condition is satisfied. When 84k plus 41 is divided by 4, what will the remainder be? 84k is a multiple of 4. 41 when divided by 4, the remainder will be 1. So this condition also is satisfied. What will happen when 84k plus 41 is divided by 7? 84k is a multiple of 7. When 41 is divided by 7, the remainder is 6. So this condition is not satisfied. So it cannot even be 41. So the answer has to be 53. Let us check for 53. If n is of the form 84k plus 53, when this is divided by 3, the remainder will be the same as when 53 is divided by 3, which is 2. So this condition is satisfied. When 84k plus 53 is divided by 4, the remainder will be the same as when 4 is divided by 53, which will be equal to 1. So this condition also is satisfied. When 84k plus 53 is divided by 7, the remainder will be the same as when 53 is divided by 7, which will be 4. So this condition also is satisfied. So like we mentioned, the answer is 53. But suppose this is a theta question. Options are not given. So how will you answer it? We will answer it again in a similar way. We are told that this number is of the form 84k plus something. But what we know is that all of these three conditions have to be satisfied. We'll first look at the third condition, which is when it is divided by 7. Because 7 is the largest of 3, 4 and 7. When it is divided by 7, we want the remainder to be 4. Therefore, this number will be of the form either 84k plus 4 or 84k plus 11 or 84k plus 18 or 84k plus 25 or 84k plus 32 or 84k plus 39 or 84k plus 46 or 84k plus 53 or 84k plus 60 or 84k plus 67 or 84k plus 74 or 84k plus 81. Basically, we are looking for all the numbers which leave a remainder of 4 when divided by 7 and they are less than 84. These are all those numbers, either 4 or 11 or 18 or 25 or 32 or 39. For example, we have 4 and 11. We are saying that this number cannot be of the form 84k plus 6 because then this number will not leave a remainder of 4 when divided by 7. But each of these numbers, when you divide by 7, the remainder will be 4. So this condition will be satisfied. But we want even this condition to be satisfied. That is, when it is divided by 4, we want the remainder to be 1. Here it is not satisfied. Here the remainder will be 0. Here it is not satisfied because here the remainder will be 3, which is 11 when divided by 4, the remainder is 3. Here it will not be satisfied because 18 when divided by 4, the remainder is 2, it is not 1. Here it will be satisfied. 25 when divided by 4, the remainder is 1. Here it won't be satisfied because 32 is a multiple of 4, the remainder will be 0. Here it won't be satisfied because 39 when divided by 4, the remainder is 3. Here it won't be satisfied. The remainder will be 2 when 46 is divided by 4. Here it is satisfied because 53 when divided by 4, the remainder is equal to 1. Here it is not satisfied because the remainder will be 0 when 60 is divided by 4. Here also it is not satisfied, the remainder will be 3. Here it won't be satisfied, the remainder will be 2. Here also it is satisfied because 81 when divided by 4, the remainder is 1. But we want even the first condition to be satisfied. That is, when this number is divided by 3, the remainder has to be 2. Here it is not satisfied because 25 when divided by 3, the remainder is 1. Here it is satisfied. 53 when divided by 3, the remainder is 2. Here it is not satisfied because 81 when divided by 3, the remainder will be equal to 0. So we know that the remainder when this number is divided by 84 has to be equal to 53. So the correct answer is 53. This is the method you should use when it is a theta question, when you can't solve by using the options. Let us look at the last question. Srinidhi Posani, I mentioned that to improve in VRC, we have posted the daily reading target list. Bookmark that page. If you feel that you won't open it when you bookmark it, just make it the home page of your browser and read the articles we post in that regularly. That will help you quite a lot. Navneet is saying, sir, what if in question 20 it is not 84k but something which is not divisible by 3, 4 or 7? They won't ask you that kind of a question. If they are given you something which is the remainder when divided by 3, 4 and 7, mostly they will ask you a number which is the remainder when it is divided by the LCM of 3, 4 and 7. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. You can't say anything about if you are given the remainder of 3, 4 and 7 like in the earlier question. And if they ask you the remainder when it is divided by some random number like say 100. 4 and 100 there will be some connection because 4 is a factor of 100. But 3 and 7 have no connection with 100 because 3 is not a factor of 100, 7 is not a factor of 100. So if they give you this information of remainder when it is divided by 3, 4 and 7 and ask you the remainder when it is divided by 100, you can't answer it. So they won't give you that kind of a question. You can only answer it if this number is some LCM or some multiple or something like that. Okay, I think Rajat Gupta and Naif Khan, both of you are eligible for the Cracku t-shirts. Please do send a mail to support@cracku.in and we will send you the Cracku t-shirts. I promise that out of 21 questions, if anybody gets 20 questions correct, they are eligible for a Cracku t-shirt. So congrats to Rajat and Naif, especially congrats to Rajat because he got all the 21 questions correct. So very well done. Please do send a mail to support@cracku.in and we will send you your t-shirt. Here we are told that k is a positive integer such that k plus 4 is divisible by 7. So k plus 4 is of the form 7n for some 7p for some value of p. So k is of the form 7p minus 4. What is the smallest positive integer n greater than 2 such that k plus 2n is divisible by 7? So what is k plus 2n? K plus 2n is 7p minus 4 plus 2n. This is divisible by 7. This would imply that because 7p itself is a multiple of 7, 2n minus 4 is a multiple of 7. If 2n minus 4 is a multiple of 7, what can the value of n be? If n is 5, what are the multiples of 7? It can be either 7 or 14 or 21 or something. If 2n minus 4 is 7, then n will not be a natural number, so it can't be 7. If 2n minus 4 is 14, n will be 9. So the smallest possible value of n is 9, which is option A. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope the session was useful for you. Next Saturday, again from 2 to 4 p.m. we'll be having a session. This session will be on geometry, which will be a very, very important session. So please do tune in for the geometry session. If you have any doubts with respect to any of the questions, please do post it below this video. I'll look at it and I'll reply back to the best of my ability.